Hello and welcome. This is Michele Christensen of OneNote Worthy Life, and in this video I'm going to show you how to add a PDF calendar like the one I use into OneNote. This is a sneak peek of what we'll be looking at today, what we'll be doing today. Now I myself am an avid, huge OneNote fan, and I use OneNote to keep just about every aspect of my life organized and moving forward. So that's big projects on down to tiny little things. I use OneNote for just about all of it. I'm also a YouTube creator. I'm a blogger at OneNoteWorthyLife.com, and I host the OneNote Bullet Journal Facebook group. The calendar I use is a PDF document that is inserted into OneNote, and I show this in my monthly Plan With Me videos, and I've gotten several requests to show how I make the calendar and get it into OneNote. Now, as you can see, I don't use this calendar for appointments, but you could use this or some other format of calendar for appointments. I use this calendar to write down something good or interesting that happened each day. It gives me a chance to practice my doodling, to get a little bit creative, as well as helping me find good things that happened today. Now, creating this is a two-step process. First, you have to create your PDF calendar, and then you have to insert it into OneNote. We'll be creating the PDF calendar in programs outside of OneNote, and I'm going to give you 3 different options to do that, although there are lots and lots of different options. If you want to add a Google Calendar to OneNote, I'm going to link you to a video by Denise Vidok in the description. She's already covered this, so if that's the calendar you want to add into OneNote, check out her video. So, as I said, step 1 is to create your PDF calendar using a program outside of OneNote. So, I'm going to show you, these are the 3 I'm going to show you today. Excel, timeanddate.com, and LibreOffice, which is a free office suite. There are lots and lots of different sites and programs you can use for creating a calendar in PDF format, and you can use any one you want. I just wanted to show you these 3 so that you have some options to start with and that you can kind of get a sense of how to do it and what you'll be looking for when you go to create your PDF calendar. Okay, so the first one I'm going to start with is Excel. So I've got Excel open right here, and I'm going to click on New. And you can see it shows, the first thing it shows you is some templates. So there were 2 monthly ones right here on the second row to the right, and you can also do a search for calendars. So these are really nice. Wow, I really like these. I think I want to do maybe, let's see, this one. Just because it's different, I'm not used to seeing vertical shading, so that's kind of cool. So you click on the template, and it gives you a little description and a sample of it, and then you click on Create, and here it is coming up. So this is January, and then there we go. I just have to, let's see, enter the year into this cell. So if you can see this little yellow pop-up window, it's telling me to enter the year here. Some of these calendar templates, you might get a little note that says enter the year in such and such a cell. So in this case, it's right here, but just know that when you're using a calendar template, you may have to change it to a different year. Okay, so this looks good. This is January 2019. Fabulous. So yeah, this one is kind of neat because it's shaded vertically. It has a space for notes, and it also gives you the day and week, which is kind of a neat feature. So you want to first save it. So I'm going to do a File, Save As, and I'm going to put it in my, I'm going to call this, let's see, January. So we'll call it 2019 Demo Excel Calendar. And I'm going to save it. Okay, so now my document is saved, just in case anything goes wrong. but we need it in PDF format. So I just saved it as a spreadsheet. So to do that, I'm going to go File and then Print. And this is the page where you would format your printing options. So here where it says Printer, if I click the drop-down arrow, you can see I have some choices of printer, and I'm going to select the Microsoft Print to PDF. And it says print only active sheets, which should work, but just to be sure, I'm only going to print pages 1 to 1. So that should give me the January, because in this particular spreadsheet, each month is on one page. And it's landscape orientation, it's letter sized, and I like the narrow margins because it just gives you more room to write in the calendar. So I think this is good. I'm all formatted here, so I'm going to go ahead and click print. Okay, so now it's asking me, where do you want to save this? So I'm going to call this I'm going to use the same name, except it will be in PDF format. So I'm going to call this actually, because this is just going to be January, so January. Okay. So we have just printed and saved that. We're going to come back and look at this later in the video, so you will get to see what the actual printout looks like. So the next place I want to show you is to go to a website called timeanddate.com. There are tons of free websites to print calendars. This is just one of the first ones that I found in my search, so it seems to work really well. So in this time and date site, I'm going to go to Calendar and Printable PDF Calendar. And then, let's see, we're going to click monthly. And I actually really like the way this looks. It's just sort of simple and clean, but it's got some, it's got the holidays and stuff like that. And you can customize this a little more. Like you can say, do you want more holidays to show, more or fewer observances, religious holidays? And I'm going to remove the moon phases just because I don't really use those for anything, and they just take up space. So this one has mark non-working days, which would be the weekend. So you can see the Saturday and Sunday columns are shaded over here. This is Sunday, and this is Saturday. So if you don't like that, you can have those unshaded. I think I prefer that. And then there's just a couple more things to play with over here. I want it in English because I'm an English speaker. And then this font size here, I like to put it larger because it makes the things like the holidays and stuff show up a little bigger. And then first day of the week, I like a Monday start, so I'm going to make that Monday. And there we go. I think it's all set up. So I'm just going to click this download PDF calendar. And this is time and date, September demo. I have done a few of these ahead of time, so I'm calling these demo just to keep track of which ones I've done live here and which ones I've done beforehand. So the last one I want to show you, the last program, is called LibreOffice, and this is an example of a finished calendar that I did, and I'm going to show you how to create this. The one thing I would say about this is that it's definitely more work than the other calendars we've just created. I would suggest you use this if you have a really specific vision of what you want your calendar to look like, or maybe you have some sort of work schedule or school schedule that makes a week-by-week layout not as optimal for you, and that way you could customize it for whatever you need. So I'm going to go File, New, and I want to create the. Let me backtrack. LibreOffice is a free open source office program, so it would be kind of like Google Docs or the Microsoft Office suite, but it's free. So this was created in a word processing program within LibreOffice, and I think it's called Writer. But in this case, I'm going to click File, New, and it's a text document I'm going to create. Now the first thing I'm going to do is, this is a US letter size, and you can see that it's in portrait orientation. So the first thing I'm going to do is make it landscape orientation. So I'm going to do Format, Page, and then there's tabs here at the top, and I'm going to click on the Page tab, and that gives me the option to make it landscape. So now our page is turned sideways, which is what we want. Now I'm going to insert a table. So it's insert and then table. And it asks me what size table I want. So I'm gonna make this 7 by 7. The 7 columns are for the 7 days of the week, and I like to do 7 rows because every once in a while you get that odd month where, like, say it's a January and the first day of January is, in my case, Sunday, which is the last day of the week. You actually need 6 rows to show the days of the month. And then the 7th row is for a header. So I'm going to go ahead. So I have 7 by 7. I'm going to click insert. All right, so far so good. Now I'm going to type the days of the week, and you can see that this LibreOffice program is pretty good at guessing what you're typing, and you can just fill that in. And I'm using the tab key. Once it recognizes what you're typing, like Saturday, I'm just going to click enter, and it's already typed, and then hit tab to go to the next column. So that is the beginning of our calendar. Now I'm going to put my cursor in this Monday column, and from the table menu, I'm going to say table, select, row. This is going to let me do some formatting within this row. So I'm going to center these names of the weekdays, and I'm going to make them like a nice blue font, and then you can also put a background color. So I'm going to make a nice, like a lighter blue, like that. And so just right there, that already gives it some, interest, some color. And this is sort of the more time-consuming part of this, which is that you have to go in and manually number these. So if you do want to create your own calendars here, I would suggest that you save each one in kind of a blank format. So save a month that starts on a Monday, a month that starts on a Tuesday, Wednesday, etc., so that you can reuse them. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do, this is a January 2019, and I happen to know that starts on a Tuesday. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this would be 7. So this is going to be 8 and going down. So I'm just going to put in a few of these numbers because I think you get the idea, and I will show you a completed version of this at the end, so I don't want to just spend time sitting here typing while you're watching. And then, so you can see these boxes are really too small to write anything, so we're going to make the boxes bigger, everything but the header row. So my cursor is in this box with the 1, and I'm going to say table, auto fit, and row height. Now I have already done this, so I happen to know that 0.9 inches is the right height to get a pretty good amount of writing space, but enough that it stays on one page. So I'm just going to show you that once more. So I'm in the cell with the 8. So you can click anywhere in the row actually. And then from the table menu, you're going to do table, auto fit, row height, and in this case I want it to be 0.9 inches. And so what's neat about this is that, the numbers in the cells are automatically at the upper left hand corner. If you wanted to, you could actually, so I'm here in this 8 here, and I'm going to click the align right, and it goes over to the right. So you could actually set this whole thing up so that the numbers were on the right, if you like that. So this is super flexible. You can already see that you can play with colors, fonts, backgrounds, shadings, where the numbers are, how big your boxes are, and that kind of thing. But you might notice there's one thing I forgot, which is to add a title. So I'm going to click over here outside the table and click enter, and now I have a row that I can type on. So I'm going to type January 2019, and let's see if we can find that kind of a more formal, that one's kind of fun, the Magneto, and I'm going to make it nice and big so it looks like a title. And then I think just because I already have some blue, I'm going to make this a nice blue color, but a different blue, maybe this one. So there, that is how we create a January calendar, and this is what a completed version would look like. To save this as a PDF, you're going to click this Export as PDF. And it just gives you the option to save it as a PDF file. So now we have gone through 3 different programs that let you create a calendar in PDF format, and the next thing we have to do is go back and insert that into OneNote. So on this page, I'm going to insert the Excel calendar that we made. So from this top menu here, I'm going to click on Insert, File, PDF Printout. And let's see. I'm going to use this one because it's the one I did before I filmed the video, and I know it's just right. And then I'm going to come up here and delete this copy of the file because I don't need it. And then I like to move this up a little bit so that I don't waste too much space. The final step is to select this. So I'm right-clicking on it, and I'm going to click this picture menu and set it as background. So this means that I can write, type, or paste on top of it without doing anything to the calendar. It sets it as a background image. And you might also notice that I put a page color on here just because I think it makes the calendar itself stand out a little more. And you do that from the View menu. So you do View, Page Color. And just to make it really clear, I'm going to change it to something really, really different. Like, let's change it to like a red color. So you can see that's where the page background shows up. And I'm going to just click Undo. So there's our Excel calendar. Now, I have already done this for the time and date calendar. That's what this one looks like. And I kind of like that this is very, there's lots of space to write. It has a lot of white space and stuff like that. And I have a pretty big screen here. But you can see that this is still a little bit too big to fit on my screen. So if you did want to change the size, I just went in and I had it set as background and I undid that. And you can select one of these corner bars, and when you see that diagonal arrow, that means you can drag this thing smaller without changing the proportions. So I'm going to make it smaller, and then I'm going to drag it back up so that it fits on my screen. And then right click, picture, set as background. So that's an option too if it comes out too big. And then the final one was the one we made in LibreOffice. And I just did the same thing. I just inserted the PDF, set it as background, etc. Now the thing I wanted to demonstrate is that when you set it as background, that you're able to write, type, or paste on top of the calendar. So I'm going to show you how I might type on top of this. So I'm going to go ahead and type Happy New Year. And I'm going to play a little bit. Let me make this font kind of a nice, let's do a nice bright green so it stands out. So that's how you would type on it. And then if you wanted to paste an image, this is actually my own image. This is a vegan burgers, fries, and tater tots we went out to eat the other day. So I'm just going to copy this image, come back to my calendar, and I'm gonna paste it, and you'll see that there it is. It's very large, and so when I want to put a photo in, I usually shrink it down. So if I had gone to, let's see, if I had gone out on like maybe a Sunday, I might put it over here. Something like that. And you could even shrink it smaller if you really wanted it to fit in the box. But I kind of like things a little bit off center and a little bit, you know, kind of messy and things like that. And then you saw earlier this August calendar that I did. This is almost all handwriting from my tablet. I have a stylus enabled tablet, and it just lets you write just like you're writing with a pencil and paper. So that's it. I think that is everything. That is how you create and insert a PDF calendar, and we also talked about how to write or type or paste an image on top of it. So now this video is part of a playlist I created called OneNote Pretty Pages. So if you use anything you got in this video, I would love to see you share it on social media and use the hashtag OneNote Pretty Pages so that we can find each other's pages and be inspired. I feel like OneNote just doesn't get the credit it deserves when people talk about making beautiful digital planner pages. So please do share your creations and use the hashtag OneNote Pretty Pages. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up button so I know you like this. And if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe by hitting the subscribe button. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.